So that affection actually fast forwarded my life to wrong relationships. I was making wrong relationships with friends, business partners, with women. So it wasn't until I caught it. See, I could talk about these things because I caught it. What's up, everybody? Today's topic is self-love. And there was a time in my life where I thought I loved myself. I thought I did. I didn't even know what that word meant, to be quite honest. I read it everywhere and people talk about, hey, you got to love yourself. And I was like, what is this love yourself crap? And when I look back at little me, nah, I didn't love myself. As successful as I wanted to be at anything, at the end of the day, I was smoking the things I shouldn't have been smoking, eating the things I shouldn't have been eating, drinking the things that I shouldn't have been drinking, and thought I was in a good place. But when you get to a better place, when you treat your mind, body, and soul as a temple, you know that wasn't love. So I see a lot of people out there these days that preach this stuff, preach how to be successful, and all the power to them. But if you're teaching somebody something, and you're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day and you're eating Twinkies and you're telling them how to be successful, well, define success. Yeah, you got a lot of money, but do you have the other things in life? So here's the steps that I took to get to self-love. You can't love what you don't know. And the first step is really getting to know yourself. That is friggin' hard, man. Because we have all these past traumas that we put and we hide under the carpet. You know what happens when you put too much dust under the carpet? Explosions happen. The first step to self-love is to heal yourself. You can't heal something you don't know. So you got to get real with yourself. I'm going to give you my example, so hopefully you can follow the same formula. So here I was, middle child syndrome. I was a chubby kid. I was funny and chubby, so I didn't get picked on too much, but I definitely didn't get picked on the sports teams either. Immigrant family, a lot of love, no direction. You know the story. So let me take you back to my relationship with money. So I grew up in a household where both of my parents were working in factories. Maybe yours were too. And money wasn't raining down to us. Money wasn't raining down on us. We had the basic needs, but we weren't getting anything extra, if you know what I mean. Every time I was at the store and I saw all these other kids getting things, and I was like, hey, my 7-year-old self wanted these things too. And the answer I would get is, hey, we don't have enough money for that. Or that's for rich people. What did I start doing? I started developing what I call bad habits in my mind. So fast forward to the future. How can I be financially free when I disliked rich people? So why did I dislike rich people? Because they had all the things that I wanted. And I was told, hey, that's for rich people. I'm like, who are these rich people? Now I know tons of them, and they're caring people and they're not bad at all. But I had to heal that thought process because I was thinking in scarcity. And how can I attract with opposing thoughts in my head? If I don't like money and I'm equating rich people to evil, how am I ever going to become rich? So what I had to do, I had to sit with myself. Here's the point. You got to sit with yourself and read your own traumas. And the healing is in the knowing, because if you know it, you can catch it. If you can catch it, you can heal it, and then you can actually love yourself. Let's talk about affection. This is for all you people out there that had love in your life, had food on the table, but not a lot of hugs and kisses and leave it to Beaver. You can do it, Wally. That didn't happen all the time. It wasn't Mary Poppins every single day. You had to go figure it out by yourself. So when you grow up with a lack of hugs and kisses and affection and, hey, you can do it, that's exactly what you lack. So here's the exercise I did. Let me tell you where it bit me in the ass first. So here I'm a kid, a lot of love, but not a lot of affection. What do you think happened when I met my first girlfriend in high school? I got addicted to the affection. Here's somebody I can hug and kiss and talk things about feelings. So that affection actually fast forward in my life to wrong relationships. I was making wrong relationships with friends, business partners, with women. So it wasn't until I caught it. See, I could talk about these things because I caught it. The healing is in the knowing. So here's what I want you to do. I have some steps here that are going to take some time, but if you do them, you can actually have a chance at self-love. So let's go over them. Step 1, sit with yourself. I want you to sit with yourself and be raw. Go back to the times where you were sad. Go back to the times you were bullied. Go back to the times you were abused. Because if you don't catch that, you don't have a friggin' chance in hell. It's hard, man. Sitting with yourself, reliving all that crap. You got to do it. You got to write it and you got to catch it. After you catch it, you know it. So step number 2, I call the healing is in the knowing. Because once you catch it, you're healed. You can't reverse those traumas. You can't reverse those times in your life. But you can catch it and you can see how it's biting you in the ass. Now that you caught this, let's go on to step number 3. You got to be your own protector. This is probably, all these are important, but if you really want to get deep, you got to be your protector. What do I mean? There was a time in your life, probably when you were a kid. That's why the saying is, hey, heal your inner child. So inside of me is Big Rick and Little Rick. And Little Rick sometimes gets sad because Little Rick isn't healed. Little Rick is that kid that never got picked on the sports team, that had this vengeance and became an awesome athlete, by the way. You also have a little person inside of you. You have to protect that person. And you actually have to have a talk with that person at times. It doesn't have to be a big talk, just a self-talk. See, don't worry about it, man. I got you now. What are you scared about? When I'm walking into a big talk in front of thousands of people, when I box in front of thousands of people, Little Rick comes out sometimes. I'm scared. I'm not enough. What if I fail? Big Rick comes and protect. I'm my own protector. I'm like, don't worry, man. Little Rick, I got you. You're not alone anymore. Got muscle behind you now. So you figure out what your self-talk is. You figure out which way you're going to be the protector, but you got to do step number 3. So let's get on to step number 4. As I evolved over time, I came on to step number 4. My wife helped me with step number 4, actually. So kudos to her. Witness, don't judge. Because when you go through these layers and you rip off all these band-aids in the pursuit of self-growth, self-love, self-actualization, you kind of become a better version of yourself. And as you become a better version of yourself, you're lonely because other people you won't jive with anymore. So when you meet other people, you tend to judge them. But remember, you were there too at one point. So when I'm in a surrounding and I want to judge, I just become the witness. I'm just watching. I'm not judging people because that's not what we're here to do. And you always use this to yourself because I rarely judge others unless I'm with my sister-in-laws and they're in a gossip session. But I do judge myself. I am the hardest on me than anybody else could be because I expect a lot from myself. And if you're a high achiever, you feel what I'm saying. You also witness yourself. Don't judge yourself too hard. Be kind to yourself. Watch yourself from the third person. You got to be kind to what you want to love, because this is a self-love talk. Step number 5, talk to your mind. Tell your mind it's okay. What do I mean? So look, when we look at the dynamics of our body, of our soul, our creation, we have a mind and we have our soul. Our mind is here to protect us and save us, if you will. Our soul wants to fly. So if you ever been in a situation where you're like, I want to do this, I want to do this. Picture jumping off, picture bungee jumping, skydiving. For those of you guys skydived, I won't do it. But bungee jumping I did. So when I was about to jump, my brain's like, oh no, Rick, don't do it. Something bad's going to happen. The thing's going to snap. You're going to die. Your neck's going to break. My soul wanted to fly. And this is just an example of bungee jumping. But when you're looking in the success cycle, when you want money, love, health, you want to lead by contribution, man, your mind's going to really mess with you. So what I had to tell my mind is like, mind, thank you so much. I'm grateful that you always try to protect me, but I got this. You don't have to protect me in this situation. Come for the ride. So you got to train your mind, because if you understand the vehicle of your mind there is there to protect you, and it's doing a good job. But that's also where anxiety hits, fears hit, depression hits. All that stuff hits because your mind is working overtime trying to protect you. So your soul, your being, you got to tell your mind, chill. That's that step. That was step number 5. Step number 6 is a sum up. Catch it. What's it? Your trauma. Sit with yourself. Where is your trauma? Because if you don't catch your trauma, you're going to continue your life in drama. That's bars for you. Catch it and then heal it. Trauma, drama. Don't complain to your mama. More bars. So when you catch it, you can heal it. When you heal it, you know it. When you know it, you can love it. So if you think you're going to change and become this dynamic person that never had trauma in your life, that's not what this is about. I'm not saying I can do that for you. Nobody can do that for you. But at least it's not biting you in the ass and you don't know where things are coming from. Self-love. You can't love what you don't know. And once you get to know yourself, you can heal yourself. And once you heal yourself, you can love yourself. So that's the truth about self-love. Spread it. See y'all next time.